Hello, Aries. My name is Nigel, and you have found Alchemy. Welcome to your 2025 full year summary. We are going to break this up into two sections. Part one is going to be an overarching view, a sort of energetic snapshot of the year in its entirety. And then we're going to break it down in part two, month by month. Okay. Let's get started here. So, coming into the year, you have the mystic circle. It says your abilities will be enhanced. So that's what you have coming into the year. It's sort of prophecy, I guess I would say. Your abilities will be enhanced. Something's going to be enhanced here. I really like that. Along with this card, you have this card, right? You have apophyllite. Okay. It says, I meditate regularly. I am insightful. My connection with the universal wisdom guides me daily. Now, everybody's getting a stone, a sort of stone that represents your year. I am telling people that they should go out and buy the stone. I'm not selling it, so I'm not trying to sell you something. You can get a very small piece. And you should actually get a small piece. You can carry it with you, right? In your pocket. And it's very inexpensive. So I would never tell you to run out and buy something that's super expensive. But this in its real state is not expensive. But if you go to Temu, Amazon, eBay, things like that, especially Temu, you have a very strong chance that you're just going to get a piece of glass or something that really is a good counterfeit. And there's really no reason for it, only because they're so inexpensive when they're real. My suggestion to you, and also those gem groups that they have on Facebook. I mean, I'm not saying that those people are bad. It's just that sometimes they themselves get fake things, and they don't even realize they're selling fake things. So my point is that you go to a local gem shop, a local crystal shop, or if you really have an online source that you know for a fact is really valid and good, then go there. But you're not going to be spending a lot of money. And the reason I'm telling you to buy this is because it's an amplifier. It's uplifting. It clears negative energy. And this card here, it says your abilities will be enhanced. And I do believe that these two cards are working in unison in your reading. Now, as you're exiting the year here, you do have the Medusa card. And this is a jealousy card. It says jealousy leads to downfall. And I have to tell you here, I'm not afraid to call people out if I see that someone has, runs the risk of becoming envious. But I have to tell you, I don't think it's you. Judging from the rest of your cards here on the table, it looks like you're entering the year with something and you're gaining something this year that somebody else by the end of the year is going to be very jealous of. So watch out for envy, especially towards the end of the year. Somebody might reveal themselves to you here, Aries. Now you have Aikakao. Aikakao. I'm so glad I pronounced that correctly because sometimes I don't. Aikakao. Okay. She is a Mayan deity associated with fertility, earth, agriculture, and the cacao bean. Now, these beans were so important to them that they were used as currency, right? So this is a card of restoration. What are we restoring? A restoration of abundance in one way or all ways. We could be abundant in the love department. We could be abundant financially. We could be abundant health-wise. There's so many ways to abundance here, definitely. So let's look, as we go through your reading, we'll figure it out. You do have here, let's see if I can pronounce this, Ingang Yama, honor of the ancient king. Beautiful energy. Obviously, very Leo, right? Very, very Leo. Your fire sign brethren. This is, let me see. If you have been doubting yourself or feeling unworthy of your own visions, this is your omen that you're going to conquer all the obstacles that you come across and succeed in your heart's desires, whatever they may be. I may be talking about goals. I may be talking about a relationship that you're wanting to be in, that someone may have made you feel unworthy, or you may be secretly, you're thinking whatever negatively about it. When you pull this particular card, it is an indication of success. It is an indication of confidence that's incoming. So if you're feeling a certain way, let that card be a sort of omen to you that things are going to be okay. You also have the Chariot. These cards are very similar. There's cats on all these cards. Pretty interesting. You have the Chariot here. And this is a very different chariot card, right? Look, tiger, lion. What about this one? Uh, this is a jaguar, I think. Pretty fascinating. Pretty fascinating. But let's do this one at a time. So you have the chariot overarching your year, and we do not take any of these in reverse on part 1. So the chariot is Cancer. The chariot is used in war. It's success, it's ambition, it's control, it's determination, it's forward motion, it is focus. Beautiful card, especially for Aries. You also have 8 of Wands, more like this is fire energy. I mean, definitely movement, right? Fire energy. Now, the chariot isn't fire energy, but it's fiery water, in my opinion anyway, right? So you have the 8 of Wands, Mercury and Sagittarius, movement, speed, progress, excitement, motivation. These cards are very similar. There is a theme going on here. By the way, you might be dealing with a Leo this year. I just wanted to throw that out there because I didn't mention it before. Okay, so let's go move on to the other side here, because I really like the energy here. It does say open up your heart. It says it will help you attract more love. Now you could be opening up your heart to a person or a goal or a part of you, perhaps a goal that you put on the shelf that you feel maybe it's not reasonable. Maybe you need to do X, Y, and Z because you need to do it, where this dream that you have isn't reasonable enough. Could be, for some of you anyway, this could be a relationship, right? What I find interesting is you have open up your heart with the 2 hearts, and then you have connect to heart with the 2 dogs. But as you can see, these 2 dogs are facing different ways. So when I see this, I see you, maybe your heart and your head going in 2 different directions, at least for part of the year. You have the virus card. And believe it or not, there is something called a virus totem. If I remember, I'll pin it in the comments. It's pretty interesting. I never even thought about there being a virus totem. It exists, and it's present when our shadow aspect is in need of introspection, or something that's in the shadows, or something that we're repressing, right? Something needs healing. Could this also be an indication of a parasitic influence around you? It very well could be. It very well could be. Keep that under your hat here, Aries. Keep that under your hat. Let's look at these cards here. You have smoke. Come on, I can pick this up. I know I can. Okay, so you have smoke. And smoke is number 32 in this deck. Smoldering. Could be a warning. Could be an illusion. Mostly when you see smoke, you're being asked to have patience until the smoke clears, right? Wait for something to clear before making decisions. However, this also could be an indication for some of you anyway, to clear the air with someone. It's very air-laden. Clear the air with someone. Now, for some of you, this is a relationship. And you're being asked to clear the air with this person, because I have to tell you, and for others of you, it is what I said. Wait until the smoke clears so you can see certain things more clearly before making a decision and forming an opinion. Your head and your heart might be going in 2 different directions, regardless of what this is about. But you do have here the mystic sister. You know, and they both came out together. This is 50. It's a sacred ally. But this pushes you for a reconnection as well. So for those of you who are dealing with a person and not a goal, listen, Spirit's asking you to reconnect with someone. For those of you dealing with a goal, it's pretty much the same thing. This might be a goal that you set aside a long time ago, thinking it's not reasonable. Doesn't make any sense. You're going to go after the money or the foundation or the sure thing. I'm just going to put this on the side. Maybe this is an indication to reconnect with that dream. You're being asked to reconnect to something here, Aries. You have Saturn, and it says discipline, obstacles, boundaries, Saturnian. Now, what's fascinating about Saturn in 2025 is that from May through September, it moves into Aries, which signifies a time of leadership, courage, innovation, stuff like that. Aries may feel drawn to leadership roles. So you're being asked to embrace new challenges during that time. Aries may be, they may experience financial gains and success. This is definitely a time of transformation and structure for you. It's specifically Aries. So I see no problems here on the table for you. I mean, this is really, it's nice. The only problem I see is this. There's some sort of jealousy around you a little bit. Waxing crescent moon, focus, conceptualization, strategy. It symbolizes growth, new beginnings, something building, right? When the moon's waxing, it's slowly building towards that fullness. So it's almost like a drum beating, boom, boom. And as that drum is beating throughout your year, it's building towards something. It's building towards something really nice. I mean, I see that. Obviously, it's building towards something nice because this person wouldn't be jealous if you were doing shitty. So keep that in mind. I don't know who this is. But I really like the energy that's on the table. This particular influence is something that if you don't know who this is now, you will. You will. You'll come to know who this is. And this person doesn't worry me. But we're going to do the month by month thing and see what happens. It looks like you are being asked to reconnect with something or someone, though, Aries. Okay, let's do part 2. Let's lay out your tarot and your month by month. I will see you on the other side. Hello, Aries. Welcome to part 2. Let's do month by month here. Start off with January. You have the Scythe. This is this ruin here is Pluto / Scorpion energy. You also have Uranus energy here with freedom, leap, opportunities. And you have the Two of Cups in reverse. Two of Cups in reverse is Venus in Cancer energy. Now, being that this is in reverse, this is two things coming apart. I think it's an opportunity, though. I mean, it doesn't have to be a relationship, right? It could be you separating from another human being. It could be a friendship. It could be a job. It could be a goal that you had that you are separating from in lieu of something else. And the reason I'm saying that is because there is opportunity attached to this separation. There is freedom attached to this separation. So if you're separating from a person, this is a good thing for you. And I think you look at it that way because you see this freedom, this energy of freedom, opportunity. You have the Scythe. Listen, the Scythe is you are cutting something away or you're being cut away from something. I don't know if you're instrumental in this. Some of you might be, some of you might not be, but something's being cut out of your life. Something's being cut out of your energy. And it's not a big sad thing because Uranus is unexpected changes, but this is a positive thing. It is a positive thing. So take that for what it's worth, and let's move on to February and see where this leads us. You do have you have the action card. This is Jupiter, new beginnings, right? This is the card of Sagittarius, to be honest with you. So it's a fellow fire sign, but you have, in conjunction with this, you have the romance ruin. Now, the romance ruin could indicate actual romance, or it could be a partnership of some kind, right? All the things that I mentioned here, work, job, a business partnership, friendship. There's a partnership here on the table, okay? And this partnership is a new beginning. It's something new. This is the card of beginnings. This is the card of expansion. This is the card of positive things. So whatever left your life was positive. Whatever's coming into your life is positive as well. And here you have the Three of Pentacles. And the Three of Pentacles is Saturn and Capricorn energy. So you're having this expansive energy with Jupiter. You're having this teamwork sort of pulling energy together, right? Perhaps this is you getting advice. Perhaps this is you teaming up with somebody else with a goal in mind. Yes, it could be romantic in nature for some of you, for sure. But for many of you, this is goal-oriented, all right? Put it where it belongs there. Definitely. You know, put it where it resonates. I am trying so hard to get these cards straight, and as you know, it's like a thorn in my side. Okay, so I apologize if it looks messy, but I really do want to move on here. Let's move on to March. With March, we have air. And we know the air signs, right? The air signs are Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, when we have the 3 rings as a ruin. Interesting. Now, coming in sideways, and you know, whether this is your first or your 10th reading with me, for those of you that are here for the first time, sideways cards in my readings are choices, right? So you're being presented with some sort of choice, some sort of opportunity, and being that it's coming in sideways, it means that many of you, you're all going to choose something different, right? So all I can do is present you with the choice. You do have the Queen of Cups here, and this is Neptune in Cancer energy, along with the air. So you have an air sign energy. The air could be mental activity to make this decision. It very well could be, okay? But you also have the 3 rings, and the 3 rings are once again partnership on the table, right? 2 things coming together to form a 3rd thing. Something solid comes out of this. This and that equals new. A new bond forming, maybe an old bond breaking apart, could be both simultaneously. I don't see any problems here. I just see a choice that needs to be made. Do you do this or do you not do this? Each of you are going to choose something different, but I do see a lot of opportunity for you. A lot of opportunity for you. Definitely. So let's move on to April. In April, you have the moon. And the moon ruin's a little bit different from the moon card, but we'll get to that in a minute. It does say release, surrender, purge. It looks like you are trying to get rid of something, or you're being asked to get rid of something, or you're being presented with the option of getting rid of something. Being that there's no sideways cards here, I think most of you get rid of it, whatever this is, because you have the 5 of Wands here, right? And the 5 of Wands is Saturn in Leo. It's conflict. You know, you're having a conflict with someone over this purging, or perhaps this conflict leads you to want to purge something out of your life. Definitely. It's arguing, purging. Could be competitiveness in some readings, but I don't see that here. I do see this as some sort of conflict. Now, you're having the ability, the desire, the opportunity to release something, to purge it out of your life. And you have also this moon ruin. And the moon is, it's Cancer energy for sure. It's feminine energy for sure. It's transitioning from one place to another. It is something that happens slowly, but the slow moving energy has long-term results. Okay, so this is something that didn't happen overnight. This wasn't a shocking turn of events. This is something that slowly made its way over. Maybe you had an argument finally over this thing. You're being presented with something that you need to purge. You could be purging a job. You could be purging a friendship. It could be a relationship. It's going to be different for all of you. You take it out how it resonates, or better yet, come back later and tell me how it resonates, because you probably won't know right now. At least many of you won't. But yeah, you have this sideways energy leading straight into this purging energy. Okay, so let's move on to May and June. Starting with May, you have self-worth and expectations here on the table. Okay, and it's mixed with the Harvest card. I mean, the Harvest rune, and it's also backed up by the Hierophant here. And the Hierophant here is in reverse. This is the card of Taurus. And when the Hierophant is in reverse, this is an out-of-the-box type of decision. And when I say out of the box, I mean out of your box. This is something you don't normally do. It's sort of breaking tradition for you. It's unconventionality, non-conformity. There is some sort of thing. Maybe it's an expectation people have of you that you are breaking. You're saying, enough. I'm not going to be that thing you want me to be. I am going to be what I want to be. It could very well be something like that, Aries, because I do see a great show of strength for you this year between this and your oracle cards. Pretty interesting. Now, you do have the Harvest, and the Harvest is gaining something, right? Get the fruits of your labor, good fortune, rewards. So this breaking of tradition, this thinking out of the box, this breaking of expectations lead you to some sort of reward. This reward could be purely on a soul level. This reward could be material. It could very well be material, but you're feeling rewarded. And that is the key here in May. You're feeling very rewarded for a decision you've made, for choices that you've made, for the way you've changed something. There was something you've changed. Okay? So here in June, you have this crossroads energy with this ruin, and you have a masculine energy. This masculine energy could be quite, straightforward, right? Could be a man, could be a woman that leans on their divine masculine, right? But you have the Six of Pentacles here, and this could be you, could very well be you. Now let me explain. The Six of Pentacles is Venus and Taurus. It's generosity, help, support, sharing, right? Maybe you make a choice. Well, you know what? I'm not going to say that because there is no choice here. You either help a masculine or a masculine helps you. Just the idea, just the act of helping and being confident in that help is very divinely masculine. Whether you're male or female, it has nothing to do with your genitalia. It has to do with the energy surrounding it, right? If you were nurturing and more intuitive, more compassionate, that's more feminine energy, whether you're male or female, okay? So you are either giving to something or giving to someone here. Because, yeah, it is a decision because you have this crossroads energy. That is a decision. So either someone is coming in to help you here very generously, or you're doing it with someone else. It is a decision. You have multiple paths, and this is something you choose to do. You choose to help this person, or you choose to accept help from this person. And there's nothing bad here. There's nothing great here. It is what it is type energy, right? So when we move on to June, I meant to say July, when we move on to July, we have some sort of stability and harmony. And there's sort of like a flow to this month, which is nice. You also have the star, which is Aquarius, right? The star is your life's purpose, a wish being offered, granted, the ability to have a happy ending in some sort of situation. Now, you do have the Ten of Cups coming in sideways, so you have this choice, right? You have a choice. Do you accept this happy ending, right? Do you separate from someone? This is Mars and Pisces, by the way. Do you accept this as a happy ending, fulfillment, harmony? Harmony. Do you accept this harmony? Or do you move on and separate from this situation? You are absolutely being given a choice here. You have this internal compass here within you with this star, and the star is going to dictate which way you go. But for each of you, it will be different. I'm slow to say I think you choose this person or this place or this thing, but it is sideways, so I can't speak for every single Aries out there, right? Just see what happens in your life. But you're going to be presented with a choice here in July. And it's going to be something that you love or someone that you love here. And I'm just going by the Oracle cards in part one. There was some sort of thing on the table, wasn't there? You coming together with something from your past. Okay, so here in August, you have a divine feminine. Interesting, right? Everything that we talked about. Compassion, nurturing, right? Doesn't necessarily have to have female genitalia attached to it. And you have the waves. Along with the Seven of Swords in reverse. Now the waves are sort of unclear answers sometimes. Something that's happening beyond your control. This movement just happens. It just happens. You have the Seven of Swords here in reverse, and the Seven of Swords in reverse is Uranus and Aquarius. Could be lies revealed, a liar exposed, consequences of dishonesty, something that's out of your control, but something that causes some stress here with the Ten of Wands. Definitely a stressful month in August, right? You have Jupiter and Sagittarius with the Ten of Wands, stress, struggle, a burden of info maybe. this is something that you have to just deal with because you have no control over it with these waves. You may feel compassion. Somebody may be feeling compassion towards you, but there is something that's been exposed here, and it's a sort of consequential, it's consequence, right? It's definitely consequence. Let's look at September. September, you're coming in with a more guarded sort of energy. You're guarded for some reason, right? You may be feeling a little vulnerable. There is something that you're seeing with this eye. There is definitely something that you're seeing. The eye is, well, let's look at this. You have the Two of Swords coming in sideways, right? The Two of Swords is it generally, well, depending on which side it's on, right? You have a choice to make here. Do you see the truth for what it is? Do you remain oblivious? Do you remain blind to it? You're realizing something with this eye, though. And this card coming in sideways is a choice. Are you going to see it? You're feeling a little guarded about this. But there is something that perhaps in the past you refused to see that now you're being asked, is it time for you to see the truth yet? Venus in Libra energy, you're a little guarded about this. You're feeling a little vulnerable about this. So moving on to October, you have, I love this, you have the blank ruin. The blank ruin is always great. The blank ruin is, it's limitless potential. It's unlimited possibility. Okay? You're feeling some guilt. And now is it someone making you feel that way? Someone making you feel guilty? Yeah, I mean, it looks like you have some sort of loss here. You have the Ace of Cups in reverse. That's, the Ace of Cups is water energy, right? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. But in reverse, it's the loss of something. And in my opinion, yeah, it is the loss of something or someone. But you know what? It's making room for something else. You have the Eight of Wands with this card. You have the Eight of Wands. And the Eight of Wands is Mercury and Sagittarius movement. It's usually, it's always movement to a better place, a better thing, moving on from something. Somebody's making you feel really guilty about this. I wonder if it's that Medusa character that we talked about. Someone making you feel guilty for acquiring something, for getting this opportunity, for this potential. Could be here. This could be it. This definitely could be it. Wow. Don't let someone make you feel like shit for anything you've accomplished this year, okay, Aries? Because as we move on to November, you have the sun. Clarity. Via the sun's illumination, confidence, clarity, Leo energy, right? Definitely Leo energy. But you have this thing again, right? Repression, regret. But you're seeing something clearly. You're seeing something really clearly. Clarity. You're seeing the truth. You're seeing the truth. These two together, you're seeing the truth about someone or something. Something repressed is coming out, maybe. Something repressed is coming out. It is possible to feel two things at the same time, but you're being blessed with some luck, with some rewards. It looks like somebody in your life is less than happy about it here, Aries. So let's look at December. In December, you have the flight. And you also have air again. This came out twice. You might be dealing with an air sign. Okay. You also might be dealing with, yeah, I would say it's an air sign, something to do with an air sign, someone who has air highly aspected in their chart. Could be an air season, but the air could be very clear. It could be clarity. It could be a lot of mental activity, your brain just moving a mile a minute. Very well could be that too. But you have unity at last, right? You're transcending something. And this is the end of the year. I love that. We talked about what you're leaving the year with, right? And you have the Four of Swords coming in sideways. The Four of Swords. Now, are you going to wake up? Are you going to turn this around? Are you going to wake up? Or are you going to stay asleep? This is the question of the month in December. Are you going to transcend? Are you going to use the smarts, those Aries smarts? Or perhaps you're dealing with an air sign? So, like, whatever is happening here, this represents the spread of information. Could be social media, could be email, could be in any form. It could just be a phone call, but there's something that you learn here. And you have to figure out with this Four of Swords energy what you do with it. Are you going to sit on it, or are you going to take action? A lot of decisions this year. A lot of decisions for you. Now here you have the Eight of Cups. Look at that energy. Look at that card. Look how beautiful that is. And you know what that Eight of Cups energy is, don't you? It is walking away from something. It is the in the Rider Waite deck, it's the man turning his back on something and walking away. In this deck, it's quite beautiful because this person is heading upwards towards the rainbow, towards a happy ending. It's kind of what we talked about, isn't it? And you have the Magician here in reverse. Listen, the Magician in reverse. Gemini, Virgo energy, right? But the Magician in reverse is a pretty manipulative human being. Remember when I said the Seven of Swords in reverse? It's very similar. You're dealing with something this year. You're dealing with someone weird this year, and here you go. Here's your Death card. Change. Change, transition. You're transitioning out of something, away from something, into something better, right straight into abundance with the Empress. Love, love, love this reading for you. There's not much to say. I just think, you know what? Let's summarize everything. I've been doing that with all the readings, and I think it's a really good thing because it's a lot of information, right? So let's summarize what we've just witnessed. So like we said, coming into the year, your abilities will be enhanced. We said that right in your oracle section, right? And leaving, somebody's going to be jealous. So like we said in part 1, if someone's jealous, there's something to be jealous of, right? A cacao, ex-cacao. God, the pronunciation sometimes. She promised a chance at restoration of something, right? And another archetype promised a removal or a pushing through of obstacles, right? And we had the two tarot cards that we had from our oracle section was the Chariot and the Eight of Wands, and both of them proclaim forward motion. The oracles foretold you may have two different mindsets with something that comes in 2025, at least initially. We pulled the Smoke card along with the Mystical Sister card, and which could be pushing us towards something or someone that you may reconnect with. And we talked about it, and we said it could be a person, or it could be an old goal, you know, something that you sort of put in a drawer in lieu of being sensible, right? And so you're being reconnected with that, some of you anyway. And that, remember that Virus card? That Virus card makes me think of that Medusa card. I think they're tandem. So beware of jealousy, and beware of that person being a virus in your life. I had one of those, and it's a nightmare. It really is. Let's see, what else do we have? Oh yeah, the Saturn, right? The Saturn in Aries lends you power this year. Power is a big keyword. And the waxing moon, it's building towards something. So let's look at month by month. Well, we're going to summarize, super summarize, okay? January offers you an opportunity that may be unexpected, but the price is cutting something out. February brings you together with someone or more than one person for an expansion. March, something new is coming together, possibly as a result of a decision you make. And April, you purge and push something away. A big win happens in May. So you're purging something out of your life in April, and a big win happens in May. In June, you're at a crossroads with a divine masculine, and your generosity of spirit is tested. And in July, your stability is on the table. A choice you make is going to be key. When August rolls around, someone's lies are exposed, which leads you to feel a little guarded. You may be guarded even in September, but you're seeing something now that you can't unsee, right? In October, you lose something that quickly makes room for something else. I mean, it was like, boom. You don't really have time to grieve that. In November, you're gifted with a super clarity. And in my opinion, for most of you, movement is indicated for you in December. Now, when we add up all the numbers for this reading and we break it down, we get number 3, which is Jupiter, the planet of expansion, success. I mean, it's perfect. Perfect, right? When we, the signs we discussed, I mean, we're many, right? All the fire signs, all the water signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Cancer, Leo, Scorpio, Capricorn, Pisces, Sagittarius, Taurus. But the 3 that we spoke about the most is Aquarius, Libra, and Cancer. And it could indicate for sure somebody that you're dealing with, in their chart. Or it could deal with, like Libra could be dealing with the balance. You could be dealing with balance in your life, trying to balance things out. Aquarius, you could be being dragged into innovation. And what's innovation for you? It's going to be different for all of you. And Cancer could be tugging on our emotions. So, it's going to be different for all of you. Now, the planets we talked about the most are Saturn, Uranus, and Jupiter, with Jupiter in the lead. Amazing. Jupiter is a big freaking deal for you. A big freaking deal for you in 2025. And that's a beautiful planet to have in your corner. You also have Saturn here, which is the planet of karma. And you have Venus, which is the planet of money and love. Sort of touches on all the stuff that we talked about. Really nice reading here. I'm really, really happy. You have this death card giving you this transition. You have this liar being exposed. You have this movement. You have this abundance. I mean, yes, ups and downs, but in the end, beautiful expansion. Love it. I will see you next time. I wish you the best and most healthy new year. Namaste.